Are they grade 9 natural science students, and welcome back to Laties Lessons. Today we're looking at something super important for grade 9 natural science, resistance in electrical circuits, and how to calculate it using a simple but powerful formula. By the end of this video, you'll understand the formula, what each part means, and you'll be able to calculate resistance with ease. So let's jump in. Now, this formula shows the relationship between voltage, V, current, I, and resistance, R. Remember, it works only for ohmic conductors, things that obey Ohm's law. So, you need to go and study this triangle and really get yourself familiar with it. And understand that if the line here is in between them, it means multiply, and if it's above it, it means divide. So in this case, R equals V divided by I. So let's try and break down the formula. Let's have a look at the first part. Let's look at voltage right at the top there. So voltage is measured in volts, and we are utilizing the symbol V. So you see symbol V, unit symbol V. Voltage is the energy given to each charge in the circuit. Think of it like pressure pushing charges through the wire. The more voltage there is, the stronger the push. Right, let's move on to the next part. The current. See here. So that is measured in amperes. Symbol is I, and the unit symbol, you need to understand that there's a difference between the two, is A. Current is the rate of flow of a charge. Think about water flowing in a pipe. More flow equals higher current. Current is measured using an ammeter connected in series in the circuit. So here's our circuit. An ammeter would be placed in the circuit. Okay, voltmeter always across the component. Remember that. Let's move on. So you have to remember that there are many components in a circuit that can resist the flow of the current. A bulb, a resistor, two types of symbols. Use the square one from now on. So you see here, we are going to utilize the square one, grade 10, 11, and 12. And even the thickness of a wire. So for now, what is important for you is to read carefully what is asked from you, to take into consideration when you need to work out the resistance of a circuit. Okay, so the last part, by the way, also is C, resistance. There we go. So we've done voltage, current, now resistance. So that is measured in ohm, and we are utilizing the ohm symbol. You can see now, symbol R for our calculations. Unit symbol, when we get the answer, is ohm, written out like that, or utilizing the symbol. Resistance is how much a material opposes the flow of current. A thin or long wire has more resistance. Okay, a resistor's job is to control or limit current. So you need to look at this formula, this triangle, and you need to be able to nitpick each one of them. And by doing that, you are able to rearrange that formula. So when we look at the triangle and we look at the top, we know that V is volts. Then the formula would look like this. V equals I times R. When we want to find out I, we know that I equals V determined by R. When we want to work out resistance, I know resistance equals V divided by I. We can rearrange the formula depending on what the question gives us. That is the important part. Just remember, if you're solving for the missing part, swap the formula around. So let's look at example 1. Finding resistance, R. So you want to work out R. So the first step, let's read the question and then we're going to break it down into 4 easy steps. A 9-volt battery produces a current of 3 amps in a circuit. What is the resistance? So let's have a look and see what is given. Volt is 9 volts, amps is 3. So our formula that we are going to look at, remember we want to work out R, so formula will state R equals V divided by I. So R is 9, I is 3, our current, thus 9 divided by 3 is 3. Our answer is our resistance equals to 3 ohm. Remember your symbols. So that was easy. Let's move on to example 2. Finding the voltage. A circuit has a resistance of 4 ohm and it has a current of 2 amps. What is the voltage? So now we need to find the voltage. So first let's write down what was given to us. R, resistance, is given as 4 ohm. I, our current, is 2 amps. So that's given to us. The formula that we're going to utilize is V equals I times R. See, V equals I times R. So our calculation would be V was, that's what we need to know, I was 2, and then R was 4. 2 times 4 is 8 volts. So our answer is, our voltage would be 8 volts. Remember your symbol. Okay. Last example. Finding the current, I. Our question states, a 12-volt battery is connected to a 6 ohm resistor. And what I need for you guys to do is to always imagine the circuit in front of you. And remember, you can actually get a circuit that you'll need to look at the picture of this circuit, and then the units will be given to you. Then it can only tell you, calculate the current. Then, by looking at your formula, you should be able to calculate that. But let's have a look at this example. What was given to us, guys? So, voltage was 12 volts. A 12-volt battery is connected to a 6 ohm resistor. So our resistor is 6 ohm. What are we going to find out? The third one. So we're finding current. Okay. So looking at our formula, the formula that we're going to utilize is current equals voltage divided by resistance. So our calculation would be I equals 12 divided by 6. Gives us 2 amps. So our answer in this case is current equals 2 amperes, or A for amperes. All right, now let's have a look at a quick summary and let's recap. We've looked at what voltage is. We've looked at what current is, and we've looked at what resistance is. Symbols for each one: voltage is V, current is I, and resistance is R. The units in which we are measuring these three, volts is measured in voltage is measured in volts using the symbol V. Current is measured in amperes using the symbol A. Resistance is measured in ohms using the ohm symbol. Our formula: voltage is V equals I times R. Current is I equals V divided by R. And resistance is R equals V divided by I. If you know any of these two quantities, you can always work out and calculate the third. It is really as simple and easy as that. Thank you for watching Laties Lessons. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want extra examples or if you're struggling with another topic. Looking forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Right guys, that's it. Bye for now.